Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC 272, Covington vs. Masvidal, welterweight main event clash, no belt on the line, just a 5-rounder. And then we had a catchweight 160 co-main event bout at 5 rounds too, as well. So it's a post-fight rundown of the main card with my afterthoughts as always. So, to kick off the main card in the heavyweight division, we had Sergey Spivak defeat Greg Hardy TKO punches, round 1. Very impressive win for Sergey. And yeah, I think after watching this fight, Greg Hardy should go back to LFA, rack up another couple wins. I could see him being like a main event of an LFA card, or like say throw him on an LFA card, have him win, and then maybe fight for the LFA title, see how that goes, and get a couple nice wins in the LFA, and then go back to the UFC. I think a little bit more training, a little bit more tune-up work, and he'll be back. I think Greg Hardy still has a lot to learn, but as long as he's willing to weather the storm and learn and go through the ringer, I think he can do it. Nonetheless, yeah, Sergey Spivak looked amazing, and yeah, Greg Hardy, I still think he has potential. In the welterweight division, we had Kevin Holland defeat Alex Oliveira, and that was TKO elbows round 2. Yeah, Kevin Holland kind of struggled with the clinch work in the first round, but Kevin Holland was able to weather the storm, and I think his grappling's gone a lot better, his wrestling's gone better, his takedown defense gone better. If he gets taken down, he's more easily able to get back up, and it's shown, and I think it was a difference maker in this fight. And yeah, he won TKO elbows round 2. Very impressive win over a tough, durable veteran in Alex Oliveira. And I can't wait to see more of him at welterweight. Then in the featherweight division, we had Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barboza. Bryce Mitchell just basically grappled with Edson Barboza all 3 rounds. Ground and pound, takedowns left and right, and looked amazing. It was shades of Khabib versus Edson, like they were saying on the UFC post-fight show. And yeah, I think the sky's the limit for Bryce Mitchell. I think give him a top 8 featherweight at this point. I think the guy's earned it, and yeah, he's young, and worst case scenario, he fights top 8, loses, and he'll only learn from that loss, if not pass the test, and then we'll definitely see more of him, and maybe in another year and a half fight for the title. Then in the co-main event at a catchweight bout at 160, we had former UFC lightweight champ Rafael dos Anjos RDA defeat Renato Moicano decision unanimous. And something I gotta say here is that the judges, it was 49-45, 49-44, 50-44. I don't know what fight they were looking at. I gotta say that there's at least possibly a 10-8 round, maybe twice in this fight I could have seen. It was very lopsided, very impressive win for Renato Rafael dos Anjos. And wow, I mean, the guy still has it in his later 30s, and a short notice replacement for him, and it was great to see him get back in there and get a nice win. And then yeah, he has a couple nice wins now, and got a long way off, nearly a year and a half since the Paul Felder split decision win, which that should have been unanimous decision, that fight. So 2 clean wins for RDA as far as I'm concerned, and can't wait to see more of them because the guy still has it. Then in the welterweight division, in the main event, we had Colby Chaos Covington, former UFC interim welterweight champ of the world, going up against Jorge Masvidal, Gamebred, the former BMF champ. And it was decision unanimous for Colby Chaos Covington. I knew the wrestling would be a factor. He landed multiple takedowns and got a lot of great ground and pound. And I think at this point, Colby, called it spot on, fight Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin, have him go up to 170, fight Colby, another grudge match. And, Colby wins that, gets another big win. And then, you could say, well, we'll figure things out with Colby from there on. If he wins that match, if he loses, we'll figure it out. But it keeps Colby active, and it keeps him up there and has him against game opponents. Jorge Masvidal, I would say, Dana White was saying in the post-fight press conference about Nate Diaz signing a contract with the UFC, new contract, fresh new contract. I say run it back with Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz. Jorge's not going anywhere, obviously, anytime soon to sign this contract, but he is coming off some losses. And then you got Nate Diaz, where Nate Diaz has been out for a bit, and he needs a big name win right now. So be a good fight for Jorge Masvidal, be a great fight for Nate Diaz. Big money on the line, big draw, good rematch. Hey, throw the BMF belt back out there in the rematch. But anyways, so yeah, Colby basically out-wrestled Jorge Masvidal, won a clean decision. Colby Covington's the real deal, and like Dana White said, after Usman, he's the next best welterweight for now. But that can all change, and Colby is definitely, Colby makes some good points where, you could argue he won some of those rounds against Usman. And, he says it, and I'm not going to necessarily argue with Colby there. But anyways, fun fights altogether. And then the Tim Elliott fight against Tagir, that fight, there should have been, I felt like as a fan, there should have been some bonus there, because that was a back and forth, edge of your seat, barn burner fight, and it was a great fight. There you have it. There's my thoughts on this, and stay tuned for my pre-fight for UFC Fight Night, Santos versus Ankalaev, and that's going to be a fun fight. Until then, see ya.